What up, party people? This is Sarah from Nemeto. Whatever. It's my sweet Elvis lip. Look, I practiced that for like 30 seconds for you. You're welcome. Was it worth it? It was worth it. This is my Halloween costume, or some of it. It's my She Elvis, my Shelvis costume. Playing a concert for Halloween with my band, the Titty Babies, and we're going to do a Time Warp cover from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Pretty excited. Alright, well, let's get right into business. If this is your first time watching my channel, my name's Sarah. This channel used to be primarily based around the fact that I was living in a Class B camper van, and it was a video diary of that. Now I'm still around, I'm still kicking. I am now in an apartment. I'm in a sticks and bricks, but I wanted to do a follow-up video because I did live in the van for close to 2 years, I believe. I'd have to do all the mathematics, but close to 2 years, and this is a Q&A from living in the van. And at the end of the video, if you are here for the health weight loss part of this channel that I've been doing presently, the weigh-in will be at the end of the video, so just scroll over there if you want to. I don't know why it looks like a bunny, but you know. Alright, so let's just get right into questions. A lot of you sent me questions. I have No Matter Whatever on Facebook. I got messages on there, private messages on YouTube, and just on the video I made last week or the week before I asked for some questions. So let's just get right into it. Alright, I got them written down in my sweet. I got this for $1.99, and it actually has like some kid from like, this has to be what, 60s, 70s? 70s? I don't know, it has their shopping list in it. Their pretend one, it's cute. Alright, so question number 1. When I lived in a camper van, did anyone from work ask if I lived in a camper van, and would I actually tell them? Yeah, I used to drive my van to work on purpose most of the time because I had an hour lunch break, and I also, at this time, I was working, when I first got the camper van, I was working 50 plus hours, and I just started this band, so I was having band practice twice a week. And so I would just sleep at the studio because I'd drink at band practice, and then I would drive my van to work, get ready in the parking lot, and then I would go take a nap on my lunch break. And oh, that was glorious. That was awesome. So yeah, I did tell people I lived in a camper van, and they also want to know what reaction I got. Usually people, when I told them I lived in a camper van, would be like, oh, with the long breathe in, and I'm like, no, by choice. I sold my stuff and I live in a camper van. And there was like 1 or 2 people would be like, oh, cool, I get it, like being minimalist. And I was planning on, at the time when I got the van, I was going to be traveling, so that made sense. And a lot of people were just like, you can see it in their eyes when they do the squint, the what the fuck, but they don't say it out loud. But yeah, I did tell people from work. And yeah, I wasn't really ashamed of living in a camper van because I did it by choice because I wanted to. And then question number 2, how long did you live in a camper van, and would I do it again? Almost 2 years. Like I said before, I would move back into a van. It wasn't a space issue or a poop shoot, dumping urine issue. It's more of just like, it didn't make sense for me because I was at a stationary job, and I'm in a stationary band, I guess, or I have a stationary hobby. The band's not going to travel all around with me in a van, and my job then was, well, I'm still a cake decorator. I keep saying I'm not, but like, that's part of who I am. I've been doing it for almost a decade, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm still a cake decorator. I'm just not at the job I was at. But that job was stationary, so I was in a building trading my time for money. So I had to be at that building, which, so living in a van, I digress. Let me ADD reread the question. But doodle-doo. Yes, I would live in a van again, but I would have a online-based job, or a job, passive income streams, where I can be in the van and traveling and work camping and stuff, but I already had a steady income. It wasn't like a frantic, I have to get from here to there to make money thing. Alright, so question uno, dos, a tres. So number 3. Was I stationary from the beginning? In the van, I did. Ooh, check out the ray of light. I look like a music video. Okay. Anyway, I wasn't always stationary in the van. I mostly was though. When I first got the van for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was on the street or I was finding parking spots around Portland, Oregon, which at the time when I got the van wasn't as hard, but now they're really cracking down. There's so many more people living in RVs and vans due to the rent skyrocketing here that people are still not compared to other places, but it's being watched a lot closer than it was. So I'm glad I did it before a lot of people did, so I could get away with sleeping or parking in areas better. But I did. After that month, I found a stationary spot. My mechanic, now that I'm not at that spot, I never really gave a lot of information on it because I don't want people to be able to find where I am. But I was at a tire yard, my mechanic's tire yard. There was a locked gate, and so he kept like his RV back there and some cars and stuff, and I just looked like another van that blended in with the cars already back there. And I was kind of like Tank Girl, like it was totally a tire yard and kind of like a dump heap, but like my van was all cozy on the inside. But it was really funny bringing people back to that van or having friends over, like, hop over this tire, let me undo the gate, watch out for the barbed wire, like, let's go in my house. Like, that was a trip. It was, I don't know. I'm not very shy. It actually kind of, it weeded out the squeamish people from the non-squeamish, which is good if you're going to hang out with me on a long-term basis, I think. So, all right. So, question number 4. Did your cooking and eating habits, have they changed a lot since you moved into the van? I'm guessing people have been asking this because I've been cooking on this channel in the van and not in the van. And my cooking and eating habits have always been pretty healthy, but they have changed in the respect that cooking now, I enjoy it more in an apartment just because I don't have to, there's not as much forethought with how many dishes can I use, because do I have enough. When I'm in the van, it was like, if I use a lot of dishes, I have to have enough water in my tank to do my dishes and also enough water to take a shower. And I don't have to ration out my water towards dish ratio, which sounds silly, but when you live in a van, in a camper with a finite amount of water, you have to think about it. So cooking, I enjoy more here. It's a lot more mindless, more enjoyable. And also things like cooking in an apartment, obviously having counter space is great, but I can cook with onions and garlic, and if I feel the need to make bacon, it's not something that my house is scented with for the next like 3 days. Like, there's just things in a van that suck. Like, I stopped eating pomegranates in a van because they're really messy and they got everywhere, and onions, your whole apartment or van reeked. So I do tend to eat healthier now that I'm in an apartment because large amounts of produce I can wash all at once and cut up and have for snacks and meal prepping I do. And I can meal prep, and my fridge isn't, what, two by two? It's like I have a real fridge. I know, cheap date, huh? But I can meal prep now because there's room in my fridge. So, yes, I have always eaten healthy, but I do eat healthier in the apartment, and I enjoy cooking more in the apartment. All right, so question number 5. What was my favorite part about living in a van and my favorite part about living in an apartment? I don't want to sound like a spin me right round a broken record, so my favorite thing about living in the van was obviously, number 1, it doesn't cost a lot to live in a van. You pay for it outright. I paid my mechanic like $100 a month, and that was to be nice for the convenience. He almost said, he was like, you don't have to pay me, but like, I don't know. I don't feel good about free lunch sort of stuff, you know? So, you can hear the dog upstairs. I just call him Fat Dog with long toenails. I don't know his name, but he always sounds like he's fat and plopping around with his nails. But, my favorite part about the van is, yeah, the rent was disgustingly low. Not gonna lie about that. I that and then I really loved going to concerts like downtown and parties, and especially like at parties, like I went to a few and like holidays where I'd bring the van and we'd all have drinks and have food, and like the house was just like too many people, and you can take like the people who don't suck and take them back to your van that's just in the front yard and like have like secret party where you get your own like flask and your own drinks and talk and still listen to records in there and stuff. And I had to delete some storage on my El Telefono so I can keep recording. So like I was saying, yeah, about the van, like, yeah, having the van at parties and stuff was awesome, and the low overhead cost was bitchin'. And my favorite part about living in an apartment would definitely be plumbing. Number one, like there's nothing to be said for not having to gauge how much water you're using on everything, and to just wake up if you're not feeling good or you're feeling sick and just wake up. Like, I'm one of those people who likes to get up in the morning. Like, my morning routine is I get up right away, make my bed, and then I hop in the shower. Like, because if I have to think too long in the morning, I'll go back to bed, or I'll start watching YouTube and eating breakfast really slowly. So I just need to get my ass in the water, and I'm a total like mermaid water baby anyways. Like, I love showers and baths. Bathtub is next on my apartment list, is a place with a glorious bathtub. I have a stand-up shower right now, which is cool, but we'll get there, bathtub. We'll get there. All right, so yeah, the apartment, plumbing, cooking, like I mentioned before, definitely another thing. Just, I don't want to say I'm a cook. Like, I'm not a certified cook, but I cook every day. I bake. I decorate. Like, having the room for that makes it way more enjoyable for me. And then also, speaking of decorating, just like, you can't tell now, like, I'm going to paint this wall, and I'm still in the beginning processes of building up this apartment, but I love decorating things. And like, the van took me, I don't know, like maybe 2 days tops to decorate, just because it was such a small space. And then I was done, and like, I got bored sometimes looking at it because there wasn't a lot I can do decorating wise inside to still keep it functional. So yeah, I got all my like cool action figures back in this apartment because every 31-year-old female needs action figures. So yeah, I got like my Toxic Avenger action figures and my Simpsons ones. So there's just a lot more room for activities. We need a bunk bed. There actually is a lot. I've painted more since I've lived here. I've done a lot more artwork just because I move around more, you know. It's just easier and more enjoyable. All right, and then 6, I've had people asking about cake decorating, if I'm going to do a video soon. And I did just get in. I ordered offline some Russian cake tips and just got those in. And I'm waiting for some pans I'm ordering and a basic set of tips and the bags to put them in. And so yeah, I ordered some cake decorating stuff online so I can start doing online cake orders. And once I get my supplies in, yeah, I'll do some cake decorating stuff. But I want to have like a cool cake where I can show you what it looks like when it's done and teach you how to make that design, rather than just be like, this is this, or I don't know. I kind of want to use those Russian cake tips soon. So if I get antsy, I will definitely make a tutorial for those if you are into the cake. All right, well, there was a lot of questions, but they kind of all could be lumped into some of those. And I didn't want to do a huge Q&A. Just, you know, just a little test. So yeah, I'll have the weigh-in attached to this. And if it is your first time here, hi, and thanks for watching. And also, yeah, if you watched and you like this and you want to follow me on me trying to eat better and exercise, and I do a weigh-in every week, and I'll start doing meal preps. I'm also going to do some collaboration in December with a trainer offline. If that all pans out, I'll let you know more about that. And so, yeah, please like or subscribe. And then if you guys, I don't know if this would add any value to you guys or if you would be into it, but I'm starting a Shopify site. And I was selling stuff from like AliExpress and other things online, and I still might do that, but like, I just felt weird selling stuff from like I wasn't making that was made so far away, and I didn't know how long it would take to ship. Like, it kind of made me a little nervous. Once I read more about that, I might start another shop. But I wanted to sell kind of my personal artwork, like wood burnings I do, and paintings and jewelry. And it's kind of, I don't want to say counterculture, but I guess kind of like a little bit of a niche. Like, I make like Harry Potter wood burning stuff and Beavis and Butthead. As you can tell, isn't that sweet? Wayne's World Beavis and Butthead. I was so stoked when I got this. But, yeah, I do like wood burnings and jewelry, and it's like Labyrinth and Beavis and Butthead and comic books and kind of punk rocky stuff. And so, yeah, if there's any requests, I'm going to start. I got a bunch of wooden spoons, and I got a bunch of utensil sets from IKEA, and some canvas, and I'm going to start wood burning for the Christmas season. So if you have requests of things you would be interested in buying, or that are just, I'm not super cool into pop culture at the present time, you think would do well, please comment below and let me know what kind of jewelry and wood burnings and artwork you'd like to see in that shop. And when that's up, I will put the link below. And some of you asked, I will put the link to, so I feel like such a dork saying all the pages, but I'll put my Instagram one. So if you wanted to see the food I have been making, the healthy meals and motivation, I'll do my Instagram account below, link that, and then my Facebook for this channel, no matter whatever. And then I had a couple of people ask about the band. I just feel bad always talking about the band because it's a big part of my life, and I'm guessing a lot of people like aren't in Portland, Oregon, so you probably can't see us. But oh, I'm going on tour, not with my band, the Titty Babies, but with my friend's band, the Latter Day Skanks. And so if you are in Reno, Nevada, or Medford, Oregon, or Chico, California, or around those areas, I'll put the poster, I'll try to remember to put the poster at the end of this video so you can see where I'm going to be, but you could come out and say hi and have a beer with me, and I'm just going to sing a couple songs with them and sell merch, so come buy a t-shirt from me and say hello. That would be really cool to meet some people that have watched this channel. I'll try not to drool on you. I get really excited when I talk. Alright, well, this video is kind of going a little long, so I'm going to cut it now. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I appreciate the comments. I read all the comments, even if I can't get back to all of them. And yeah, this is Sarah for No Matter Whatever. Take it sleazy. Bye. Alright, 202.8.